We're in Florence. This is a statue of Dante. This is the Santa Croce Church, and it's where Michelangelo is buried. This is Bokodama. It's a nice place to eat.
On the other side, 24 carats gold. We use the 24 carats gold because it's soft enough to be worked by hand. Another thing very important, the temperature of the tool that must be heated around 65 centigrade degrees. The temperature is very important because if it's too hot, it will burn the leather. If it's not enough hot, the gold doesn't melt or doesn't make any good way in the leather. Is my English understandable?
Very good, yes.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Because if you understand my English, you can learn Italian in a couple of weeks, more or less. With the right pressure and the right temperature, the gold melts inside the leather and will stay on forever, like a tattoo. There we go. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is the perfect finishing, and exactly in the same way, if you're going to buy something in leather from us, I'm talking about quite everything, from a small keychain to a leather jacket, and so on a wallet, on a belt, on a handbag, on a souvenir, you can have your initials in gold free of charge on these items, up to 4 letters. They look really nice. This is a waste paper basket. Here we go. The typically Florentine souvenir, very easy to carry, just 1, 2, and 3. Then you can replace in your pocket too. And we sell it for 15 euros, 1.5 and not 50. Now, do you mind if I steal a few more minutes of your time to explain to you something about the quality of the leather that we use and why we are so famous all over the world, and then something about the VAT and the discount that we have for the members of the tours that we work with? Do you mind?
No.
Okay, before going ahead with the second part of the demo, we just stop 1 minute here in the jewelry. You know, Florence is very famous all over the world for 2 things, the leather and the gold. The jewelry belongs to the same family, and this month they've got a promotional discount for the members of the tours that we work with. Anyway, they're going to tell you everything very, very briefly. Okay, this way please. See that all over the world the character of the leather. But in case you decide to buy something in leather, you must be very careful. Please don't do like a lot of tourists used to do. They think that they are very smart, that they come here in Florence, they just touch the leather. If it's soft, they check for the tag with the price. If it's cheap, they look for a label with written real leather made in Italy, then they buy many. Am I right? Okay. I tell you, that's the perfect way to buy something made in China. And 96% of the times it's not even leather. That could be the right way 30 years ago. Now with the new materials and the new technologies, they can work everything and makes it feel exactly like soft leather. They can even put the smell artificially. But I really would like that you just think with your mind, no sales speech. For example, if you find a leather jacket like this nice and soft leather, this length, let's say for 150 to 100 euros, do you think that it's possible that it's made here? Please don't be shy.
No.
Forget it. You can see very easy from the lifestyle how much it costs a coffee, dinner. A good worker costs about 15-20 euros a hour, not a month like in some countries. Then you have to think about the cost of the materials, especially the good ones, and everybody works for profit. And so, why, if you look around, it's full of small shops? I don't want to even talk about the open air market, I tell you before, where you can find, let's say, leather goods for very cheap prices. What they do? I want to show you a sample, I can show you thousands, but I don't want to waste your time. Look at this shoe. Here you find written vero cuoio, that it means real leather, the international symbol of the leather made in Italy. This is vinyl and cardboard, just the solid leather. And not a single piece of this shoe is made in Italy. But this is perfectly legal, because they import as a non-finished item, then they put the glue here in Italy to fix the sole. The item is finished here. This is enough for the European community to put made in Italy. Real leather because it's under the sole. If they want to be even more funny, they put handmade because they put the glue by hand. Unfortunately, I'm not joking, and I can prove to you. You have just to ask me later on, no problem. That's why inside all our products you find the label with our name and the guarantee written in English, and so you can read much better than me. What is written here, this is very important. At first the item is entirely handmade here in Florence, in our own factory, no other countries involved. And then the leather has been naturally dyed and treated with traditional Florentine tanning and dyeing processes.
As you can imagine, a disaster. Once in a century in Florence there was a big flood from the Roman age, but the last one is one of the biggest in the history of Florence. Because of that flood now in Florence there is the best school of restoration, because there were many works of art damaged in the flood, in some cases lost, but not only works of art. It's easy to find the memories of flooding in Florence if you pay attention everywhere in the historical center of the city. Now we continue, we go to the Duomo, we pass through in 14th centuries, and that is a building, a yellow building, not very interesting outside now, I mean very simple, but if you pay attention you can see that this shape is not rectangular or square, it is round, better elliptic. The building, that is very big, was built on the ruins of the Roman amphitheater. So in Roman age, over there was the amphitheater. That was like the stadium, a modern stadium, you know. The shape is elliptic. And in the Middle Ages, the amphitheater was completely destroyed, except the foundations. And probably recycling, you know, the ancient stones, etc. They maintain the original shape. And still today, there the buildings are disposed in the very unusual way, elliptic. So that is the area of the Roman amphitheater. In Roman age, when Florence was called Florentia, the city of the flowers, this area was outside of the circle of the walls. You know, like today the stadiums are outside, not in the center of the city. So the stadium outside, and this was outside of the circle of the walls. So now we are crossing this area that now is medieval, because this district was added in the Middle Ages outside of the circle of the Roman circle of the walls. The city was enlarged, you know, very small in Roman age, and slowly growing up and growing up. Medieval area. Now we go to this. For the horses is the parking. Now there are the scooters in the Middle Ages.
This used to be a palace, and then a jail, and now it's a museum.
55, so medieval. And the church that you can see here on the opposite side is called the ancient Florence was opposite side, like you, and back me outside, you know. Later the city was enlarged, so they built several circles of the walls. So this is the Roman one, the first medieval. There is a little church, the Church of Santa Margherita, and continuing straight ahead where there is a big group, as you can see to the right, there is the house of Dante Alighieri. So this is the area where the poet Dante was born, was living until the exile at the beginning of the 14th century. In the little church that you can see there, he met Beatrix. There is the description in the poems by Dante. Beatrix was the ideal Platonic girlfriend of Dante, and she was an historical person, so she was